So, okay. Let me,
You're not gonna. See, they the people. And they put them in there.
so, your boy Austin Holloman is trying to pull the pro-black wood over everybody's eyes by him going to Africa, right? So I find it funny that these guys talk about Africa, 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 Africa. And I just found like a whole bunch of white dudes posting their videos in Africa. And we forgot about the dude that went to Africa and basically gave like 1,000 of them chicks over there HIV. One white dude from France who knew he was never going to be the top dog in France went to I forgot which African country and started so-called tricking and took 1,000, put them in his back pocket, had videos and videotapes and pictures of him banging all these chicks. But y'all want to suggest Africa to guys. So I'm starting to see that more, but a lot of guys still not listening to him. They don't want to listen to him, and I congratulate them for not wanting to listen to these guys. Is that these guys are trying to live their African fantasies. Now, I'll tell you right now, the chicks that I seen in so-called Tangerine or Tanzarina, whatever it's called, they ain't my type. I didn't see not one attractive chick that I looked at on his in his videos. I didn't see not one of them, to me. But I got different tastes, right? But I'm not gonna try to get him to go back to Asia because I don't care. But the fact is, a lot of these dudes, he now trying to this pro-black shit because his numbers are going down, and word on the street is, I don't know, somebody saying it, that he's trying his best to collaborate with different people now because he burned his bridges with the passport bros. Because when he said he didn't want to be associated with it, his numbers dipped. And basically, they saw him for who he really was, which you could have saw him for what he really was in the beginning. I mean, the dude was actually like, the dude was on every single live stream trying to promote himself to be a passport bro leader. And he was in the black manosphere more than he was actually in the white manosphere. He was never in the white manosphere. But I find it funny that none of them people who want him to do African content never point that out. That he used the black manosphere and he used black men's disdain for so-called black women to get rich off of. Remember, a lot of guys who didn't want to travel, they wanted him to go to the destination they wanted to go to so they can travel. Now a lot of them want to put him to Africa, which I kind of laugh because your boy O'Shea's over in Africa. He's still talking shit about, he's still over here talking about our problems instead of him enjoying these African women that y'all said are so good and the best. It's funny that he's over there, but he's still talking shit over here. While there are guys in Brazil, Japan, a lot of these motherfuckers don't want nothing to do with over here. They completely cut off from everybody over here. I know guys in Brazil, they went to Brazil and they left. They cut everything off here. They don't even talk to their family over here. They be like, yo, get out my face with over there. People in Japan, they don't talk to nobody over here. So it's kind of funny that you got O'Shea Duke Jackson with this Africa, but he's over here talking about the problems that we have over here. Like I said, I'm more in depth to Japanese culture instead of American culture. So, but your boy Austin Holloman is trying to switch on y'all guys. I didn't pay attention to him like that because he had been a non-factor ever since June. I mean, what, January? And his passport grift. And now Austin Holloman created a new movement called the Passport Bro Grift. You got people still making videos based off Austin Holloman antagonizing women over here about passport bros. Now, there's a lot of these chicks still making videos after Austin Holloman is not really at the spotlight no longer. I find it in between amusing that the Austin Holloman would have never been if he would have never did what he did in Brazil, he still would have been in Brazil. He had no plans to go nowhere else. He knows in his heart that the Brazilian women look better than them Tanzanian women because, like I said before, I said in this video too, he don't look that happy in so-called Tanzania. There's dudes that are in Africa, they don't even look happy over in Africa. Like I said, O'Shea Du Jackson, he doing African content. That shit not popping. Nobody give a fuck. Like, let's be real. The African chicks, ain't not a lot of American men, black American men are going overseas and their first destination is Africa or any African countries. None of these niggas are learning African languages and trying to learn how to talk to speak to them. They got too many shits going on over there for you to be learning one language and think you're gonna master everything. It's too all over the place. But you see a lot of black men learning Japanese, Portuguese, Spanish. See a lot of black men doing that. So this is why I say that when niggas say that African women are the best, if they were the best, then you would be going over there and you'd be learning their language and their culture. And then when the dudes do go over there, they come over there and then they come back. And they never answer that question, how is it over there? A lot of them try to fake it and try to send more men over there to fail. There's one dude on YouTube right now who used to come on YouTube who told everybody that the African countries ain't no different. He said he did nothing but date just African women overseas and they end up turning into the American women that he don't want. Because it's easy for them to get into American culture because they're black. And they think that it's their birthright to do things that black Americans did because, well, we're the same thing, which we're not. So they end up being able to convert into the bad, dysfunctional culture. But I saw so many of them come over here and turn into complete shitholes. Shitheads mentally and then physically. But I find it funny that you got these mind controlled black men trying to shame you into not liking who you like. right? It's funny that Austin Holloman doesn't have all these game dudes over here now. Isn't it funny now that he in Africa? He's in Africa now, and there's no game dudes over there or saying he's a trick. Isn't it funny now that he doesn't have that going on over there right now? He don't have that whole, yo, you a trick, or you're bad, you're this and that. These dudes really wanted you to do, they really got him to do what he didn't want to do. Because you're supposed to do what they say. And now he doing it, and now he doing the same complete thing. Now, I'm gonna show you, that was my montage in the beginning of why I say that Austin Holloman was always fake with y'all guys. So let's
The live stream we did at the party last night, there's people like, all I see is a bunch of freeloaders. Those women aren't even showing Austin no kind of affection. You could do better than that. Really, if you knew the details about those women, you would know that there was
So, like I said before, it's this hypocrite nature bullshit that we have with black people, right? Where you're a trick if you go overseas, but you gotta go to a African country and you can't be a trick because you're black, right? Now people are actually calling them out on the shit, calling it out that, you know, these girls are freeloading because he's an American. But I find it funny that these people are not calling them 30 feet women. I find it funny that these women are not poor now, even though some of them really are. But I find it funny that they're not using these kind of slangs towards the African chicks that they use towards the Latinos and the Asians. I find it funny now that they're not saying this shit. Like they wanted him to go over in Africa the whole time so they can project themselves on him and say, oh, as long as he with a black girl, it's okay. He can trick. They're poor, but we're not gonna say anything. It's status quo, because as long as she's black, right?
no shortage of affection. But on the other hand, somebody also says, oh, we would like to see more faces of the women down there, not the same group. But when I had the Asian girl in Thailand, nobody had a problem with seeing her face every day. Nobody, donations went through the roof. Whenever, I mean,
So basically, he mad because nobody feeling black women, because black women ruin their reputation all over the world. And he's mad because, like I said, he's not getting a lot of donations. He's not getting high donations anymore from the men, because he was a projection tool for them. But also, they're not feeling no damn African culture. They're not feeling no African content. There's a couple YouTubers that their numbers go down when they go overseas. It's not self-hate. It's the fact is that these guys have seen black women their whole life and they don't find them that attractive. These are the same women who said these things and did these things. They're not going to go to another culture, they're not going to do it to another culture to deal with the same shit, but in a different language. And then a woman trying to come back over here to try to, you know, do what she see on TV that she's seen over in her country, right? I find it funny that now he's acting mad and acting like that's not happening. This is why a lot of content creators, passport bros, they stayed on their videos. They like, no, I'm not going to Africa. I seen people try to do this to Charles Tyler. When he was like, yo, I'm not going to Africa. He said, I don't have no feelings for none of them over there. I'm sorry. You go to another YouTuber for that. There's other content creators that's like, no, I'm staying over here. I like it here. I'm not going in there. Because he's like, it's me spending my money and you're sitting there acting like I'm gonna like what you like. All these content creators already told these dudes that we're not going to there. We're not going to Haiti. We're not going to this country. Oh yeah, no, don't believe what's on the media. But y'all going around calling people tricks and shit. And the game dudes, Mind you, in his comment section, there's nothing but pro-black niggas who talking about Africa's the best, Africa's the best. I don't see these game dudes anymore. I don't see these guys trying to teach him something. It's funny now that I don't see none of these people coming out the woodwork now he's in Africa, which he kind of failed himself because he fucked up his own choices. Now it's silent on their part. They're not making videos of him after all, and the attention is going from him, right? So Austin Holloman think that he gonna pull a pro-black card, then turn around and be like, yo guys, I don't mess with that, anti-black stuff, but I'm for my black women. What? But he never really did say that he didn't like them. He just didn't like the ones in America. But he was always alluding to that he didn't like them. He just didn't say it all. He was the one that rang the dinner bell when he made those TikToks. He was on a lot of people's panels. A lot of people's panels, including Melanie King and her fake ass. And I'm glad she getting what she. I'm glad she getting. I'm not glad about the doxing bullshit because that shouldn't be happening. But I'm glad that she got exposed for who she really was. It's funny now that everybody was acting like Melanie King was some type of good to the whole thing. Oh, she was helping the whole world. She helping the dating world and all this other stuff. And then she turned out to be a 40-something-year-old thought who's trying to go after MTR. And MTR has gotten all these arrows thrown at him because dude is a grifter. And you got all these people making, Just Pearly thing videos. They stretching this shit out to like 3-4 months now. But back to your boy Austin Holloman. I kind of told y'all that he was going to pull this shit. First he started throwing arrows at guys and passport bros. And then after that shit died down. And also, I can tell you right now, by looking at his Twitter is cooled the fuck down. Nobody fucks with him like that on Twitter no more. This dude used to get comments after comments after comments. His views has went down. Like I said, the little birdies told me that his money slowed down ever since he went to Africa or Tanzania, whatever it is. And people ain't fucking with him no more. Which y'all should have did this in the first place, but y'all wanted to reflect on him or project on him. So this is what happens when you give power to somebody who shouldn't have never got it, and give attention to people who should have never had it. He grifted in the passport bro movement, took what he can get, and then discard passport bros and started talking about they tricking and all that other stuff. But when he got called out about the tricking that he did with Kate, he got silent. And don't think that we don't know that he's tricking on these African chicks. But these dudes, they love black women so much they don't give a fuck what it makes them look like. This is one of the reasons why our race is considered the weakest men when it comes down to women. Because we let them do anything and say anything they want. And we try to tell more men to go after them, even though a lot of dudes evolved from them. So, yeah, man. So he's saying all this stuff.
People are donating while I'm here too, and I appreciate everybody. But I do notice when it's a non-black woman, the donations go through the roof, and that's why it never.
It's the reason why, because the looks are unique. Nobody wants the same shit they left in this country to go over somewhere else. The women he showed were not unique. Like I can come over here and I can find chicks that look just like the women over there, which is not supposed to be the case. Like, and be real. And that's the thing. So now he's trying this pro-black route with everybody, but he's not gonna get the pro-black side It's just like Sean James did. Sean James tried the religious route with black women after he went at the Passport Bros, and half of his people were buying Sean James books because they were supporting him because he was a black guy. And after he shitted on Passport Bros, he lost at least like 60 or 70 or 80% of his, I think like 80 or 90% of his viewers. People didn't fuck with him after that. And then a lot of shit started coming out about him. And they was like, fuck him. We ain't fucking with you no more. You want to talk shit about our movements? Okay. We ain't gonna support you. But this is what happened with Austin Holloman. Like I said, probably in a year, this is my prediction, probably in a year, he probably gonna try to come back and act like he don't like black women, or try to go to another country where black men like. He gonna try to go to Japan. He might try to go to somewhere else in the Asian world. He probably try to go to Singapore. Then after that, he gonna try to go to the European countries. After that, because he know the shit, his money's going down. He's gonna try every single thing to try to do to go. And I bet you if he start going to white countries, or he gonna try to go to Germany or France, here come these fucking passport players and all these fucking game dudes talking their shit again. They're gonna come straight out. And I said this before. A lot of these dudes work together to bring down black men, to keep us in a box, to try to control us. Because they come out of nowhere. And I start to see this now, that a lot of these motherfuckers are working together. Or at least they got a fucking hive mind to see when black men do leave this shit alone, they want to come back and attack you, call you names, dusty. And then they start using the same fucking insults about how you're tricked, or you got to go to dirty feet women and all this other shit. But then you want to talk about dirty feet women when you got women in Africa who don't wear shoes and shit, who look dusty as shit, but for some reason, and they got weave in their hair. For some reason, man, they so-called beautiful because they black, right? I mean, I find it funny out here where y'all sitting there acting like everybody around the world is sitting there saying how beautiful these African women are when they're not. If you ask the whole world, and I'm talking about white and Asian men, and black men some black men from America and some Latino men, what countries would they go to? None of them would say be African countries. None of them. They wouldn't ever say that shit. That's why you got all the white dudes. They don't go. They go over there for their fun. And they look at black dudes and laugh at them because they're like, oh, African women are the best. Like, and looking at you like, yo, they're a joke. I'm getting cheeks because I'm white. I see one YouTuber, he went to Venezuela, and he a white dude. They inviting him in their houses and cooking them food. I'm like, yeah, man, that just be white shit is intoxicating to them countries, man. All you gotta do is be a white guy. There was a dude that went to Cuba. Girl was inviting him to the house, and I'm like, you got all these guys doing all this shit, but y'all making videos on black men. Then you got white guys amassing body counts overseas. There was this guy that was in, I think, the Philippines or Thailand. He killed this 41-year-old girlfriend and put her in the barrel. He got arrested, and he's a white dude. You had the white dude who killed his Colombian girlfriend and put her in a suitcase. She was a DJ. There ain't no videos about that either. Tanya TKO didn't say shit. All these, whatever her name is, Bagordo, she didn't say nothing about that. I'm looking at all the situation. I'm like, dude, a lot of these motherfuckers are inconsistent, including Austin Holloman. So I'm like, man, this is insane right now. How we looking at all this shit. And we're looking at all this shit, and and they don't get it that they said something totally different. Also, if we go on his channel right now, let me go on his channel real quick. Because I'm almost at the supermarket. So he got a video of him saying boat party in Tanzania. It only got $8,000. I mean, it only got 8,000 viewers, right? What African taught me about the world? 15. Now, he got his 3 weeks ago, he was in Thailand, 9,000. Now, he has 16,000 on the Brazilian thing and 23,000. So his highest was 18,000, 25,000 with Kate. 26,000 in Philippines. I mean 26,000. And basically you got some of his videos right here. Let me check it. He's dying out here right now. His African countries, his African shit ain't really hitting that big. And also, as you see, he's not live streaming like that no more. Remember when he was in Brazil? When he was in Brazil, he was in when he was in Brazil, or he was in Thailand, the Philippines, and any other all these other Asian countries, he was actually posting every single day. Now he gotta think that ain't nobody giving a fuck about them African countries. Like I said, I don't want to go to an African country where I see the same women I can see in Philly and I see over there, and they talk the same, they just got a different language. And they got the same mindset. I'm not going over there for that shit. And that's the reason why people go to Brazil and go somewhere else, because the culture is new. But if I could find these chicks over here, why would I want to go overseas for them? And they act the same way, because they know he American. Because you think that Austin Holloman can go get these girls for free with game? Remember, they don't speak the language. My bad, they do speak American language, my bad. So why nobody throwing whores at them and calling them thoughts and calling this all over shit, man? I see this hypocrite shit, man. And it's not pissing me off. It's just, it's typical in the life of black people, man. Just typical.